Welcome back to the Big Fish Contracting Podcast. Thanks for joining us once again. Along with Tommy Waltson, I am Eric Deringer.
Did you forget your last name?
Well, no, I use it.
I use it.
I called you Weltzine last time,
That's
but
right.
I think you'll notice that I changed it to Weltson.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah, I felt good about it. Anyways, how you doing?
I am well.
Tay-tay.
How are you, Eric?
I'm good. I'm real good. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
I did, yes. I mean, I was a little disappointed with the actual football. I was,
There wasn't a lot of compelling... I didn't watch it. I was over it. As soon as first of all, the Packers losing, and then the Rams were my only team that I really kind of... Oh, and Josh Allen from the Bills. Yeah, everybody just kind of got eliminated, and we were left with a couple of...
surprising teams. Yeah, I wasn't vested in either team.
Yeah.
And, the game was pretty boring for the first three quarters.
It was. Well, I didn't watch any of it. So
you heard.
I saw enough, yeah. But what I did watch was the halftime show.
Loved the halftime show.
Yeah, loved the halftime show.
So good.
Now, I thought a couple of things. I saw a bunch of Instagram clips, and you can kind of build whatever narrative you want depending on
who you follow and what you read,
and even using a video. So, but one of the videos I saw was somebody in the stands watching the halftime show, but they were kind of more on the lower level, so good seats for the game,
but terrible for the show.
Yes. Yeah. All they saw was nothing.
The shrubs,
just shrubs, and then shrubs. This background of and then maybe when he popped up on top of the house, they got to look at him. Yeah, Bad Bunny, and then that's it.
Yeah. That would be true. You probably wouldn't want a ticket to the Super Bowl if you're there for the halftime show.
It's meant for television.
It's totally done for TV. And they have more viewers usually. A lot of people will literally not watch the game but tune in for the halftime show. Me. Yeah. Well, it's a whole part of the experience.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know who Bad Bunny is, actually.
You hadn't heard of him?
I mean, I had the first time I heard of him, and which is, I know it says something about me and music, but I listen to music all the time. And
I believe you.
I'm a big Daddy Yankee fan. Do you know who Daddy Yankee is?
I've heard him. I can't say that I listen.
Yeah, I mean, I've listened to Daddy Yankee for years. He's from Puerto Rico, but he's more of a hip hop a guy. Where I think Bad Bunny is a little bit more salsa-y.
I mean, technically also is like a rapper, but he's got
there's a little bit more of that pop,
flair.
Little Latino and poppy flair. Where Daddy Yankee, he sings like Gasolina and stuff. It's more of a hardcore rap even at times, I think. But it's all Spanish, mostly Spanish. So, and I don't understand a word that he's saying either, and I love it. So, but I didn't really know who Bad Bunny was. But then obviously it was just this huge political deal.
Yeah, which is it's so interesting because just if you were listening to the radio and you don't like the song, you just play the next song or you turn it off. That's what I don't love, that that got brought into it, because just appreciate it for what it is. Why do we have to put a spin on everything? Can't something sacred like art just be art? I think that's that was disappointing to me, that there was this political drive with it, because it was such a beautiful representation of creativity and art and passion. Every person out there was giving it their all and having the times of their lives. They were zooming in on so many of the dancers, and it was just so fun to watch. It was how can you watch that and not smile or think it was amazing? It was so cool.
From just an artistic expression, I agree. It was really creative. I thought it had a great energy. I've since learned, because I didn't understand anything, because I don't understand Spanish, but the heartbeat of his message was unity and love. The world needs more of it, and so that is the heartbeat of Big Fish Contracting and me anyway. So that's all great. The music itself was okay. I mean, I had never really listened to his stuff, so for me personally, but it's so subjective, right?
Yeah.
Give me Bruno Mars any day. But that's just me.
Well,
you know?
And I think like in general, any of the artists playing at the Super Bowl, I think there's always that element that it's not like their best vocal performance. I don't think the environment is conducive to like a high quality vocal performance.
Yeah.
So whether or not he was singing in English or Spanish, I think it's kind of irrelevant because I think it would have still sounded the same in a sense because you can't produce the vocal quality.
Well, but like the words, I don't even know. I don't know what he's saying. So
he said
like
besos, kisses.
I know some of them. I knew. It's not like it was to all of it. It's just again a person. It's nothing more than like a personal taste on the radio.
Right.
I like the music, but like music has a way of connecting to your soul. Mm-hmm. And so it brings you back to places and times. And so, when I listen to Black Eyed Peas, brings me back to Colorado. Driving through the mountains in Colorado, Jack Johnson the same. Driving through the mountains in Colorado, that was when he first came out, or a certain John Mayer album reminds me of that, or Ed Sheeran reminds me of hiking. Mm-hmm. The song Photograph reminds me of something in particular, and it just kind of brings you back to that time. And so when you don't know the music at all, you're just watching it more from an objective. That's how I watch it. Artistic, and it's awesome and amazing, but it's hard to like really connect with the performance.
Well, especially if you didn't know who he was or
Correct.
Had heard it. Like if that was your very first time hearing him play.
But I had never heard of The Weeknd either when he did his performance a few years ago, and I didn't like that. I didn't really care for that either. Mm-hmm. I love Rihanna, but I didn't really care for Rihanna's Super Bowl performance.
Yeah,
that was just, but it's all like subjective, right? Who cares what I think? It's just a personal opinion.
Yeah.
But that hot topic of the political thing, it's, I think from an NFL standpoint, like they're engaging in this is a business decision for them.
Well, and it's a global thing. I mean, people in England, people in Australia, people were watching.
We're starting to see
everywhere.
NFL games in Brazil,
exactly.
in Mexico City, in Europe every year, and so the game is global. Mm-hmm. And Bad Bunny just is a global artist, one of the most popular artists now. So, and then it ties in the that Spanish speaking culture. Like, it makes perfect sense why they chose him to do it.
And I also like if you were to turn into the turning point and you love Kid Rock, like, okay, great. Like you just like if you hate country, you're not playing the country radio station. So like
or you just don't watch any of it. Go ahead and make yourself a sandwich.
Yeah, exactly.
Come back for the second half.
Right, totally.
Watch the commercials, right?
Yeah.
It's just
there were some good commercials.
There were some good ones.
The Budweiser with the horse and the eagle.
I saw that one. I actually like the commercials with what's his name? The actor from It's About Food. It's for Uber Eats.
Oh yeah, what is that?
The two actors, Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah, Matthew.
And the guy from The Hangover, American Sniper.
What is his name?
He was with Lady Gaga in the Star Is Born.
I want to say Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper. He's in those commercials.
Bradley Cooper.
Anyways, I like those. I like those commercials. But I mean it's like it's just another because everything is so polarized in our country right now, and of course that having a all Spanish halftime show. Because ICE and this immigration topic is so popular, it definitely was an artist that is going to just make the headlines and the tabloid. I mean, just through the roof.
It's like pouring gasoline
and
on a fire in a way.
It absolutely is. But like all these media organizations they're just money making organizations, and so.
they're
that
so
only helps
monopolizing
them.
on it.
It
right?
only
like
helps them. And then all these people who are it's just so polarized, you know. I feel like on the right side, you know, the people who can't stand him just because, well, and then our president, and I don't talk politics very often, but like, I mean, the dude just doesn't help the situation. And actually, it's not even that. He makes it worse, you know, by saying stuff like, you know, terrible, you know, just...
Yeah, like it didn't even need to be said.
And no, it just makes it worse. But Lindsay's mom, actually, was very interesting. So it's been 6 months of her being... upset about Bad Bunny.
Oh no! Yeah. Since he was announced.
Yeah. Since he was announced.
Oh no!
Right, and our family, and she's older, old school, you know, and our family has kind of just twisted the added salt to the wound because it's funny to get her riled up a little bit. And Aaron, my son-in-law in particular, he got a Bad Bunny shirt and he wore it over there for dinner. And yeah. And it's just, but it was really interesting, right? Because it's been 6 months of her just this little conversation about Bad Bunny and you know, it's opened the opportunity to talk a little bit more real about it. And then anyway, so he performs, right? And we're all waiting, like, what's Mickey gonna... I thought she would go over to Kid Rock or whatever.
Yeah, change channels. I'll be in the other room. No.
She liked it.
She liked it.
Yes, she did. She liked it. And she said that she felt regret for believing the hype.
Yeah.
Because she's watching whatever news media, wherever she's getting her...
feeding into that mindset.
Yeah, and she said she was wrong. And just was able to see it from artistic. And I'm like, that's brilliant.
That's
like, it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Yes, and like these little things are happening, like that these are the things that are super important. But it takes place in the context of a Super Bowl halftime show.
Right.
Which was awesome.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
How would you have liked to be a shrub?
I mean, I probably would have loved it. I'd have been right on the field, right? And during the Super Bowl, just shrubbing around.
Oh,
I'd have been a good shrub.
Yeah. It's funny because it's like a big deal to be cast in the Super Bowl as like a performer.
Yeah.
So there's like some things I follow.
Look, Mom, I'm shrub number one.
Look, I got signed, and then you're like a shrub.
Yeah. I mean, it's a start. You could put it on your resume.
You could. Yeah. There was a young child, I would say, that performed in the Super Bowl, and he was in like the wedding scene at the party. Okay. And it is a local dancer in the area. And Nutty was just recently dancing with him at a convention. Yeah.
What was he an Aspire kid?
He was an artistic edge dancer, and his dad teaches over there, and he is has Puerto Rican descent and was cast in the show. So that is incredible. A little local.
Amazing. How old is he?
10.
Oh, okay. Yes, so a little kid.
Yep.
I think I
10
actually...
or 11.
That's really neat.
Younger
that's
child.
little local.
Yeah, a little local star. Yeah, so it's cool. It's
well, you dancers watch it with different lights.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like, I even, like, I was thinking about that with concerts I go to. Like, I'm actually drawn to the concerts where I know there's going to be a lot of dancing. Like,
movement.
Taylor Swift, amazing, phenomenal dancing.
Bruno.
Tate McRae, phenomenal dancing,
Bieber.
Yeah, I should go.
Actually, I just watched again the Bruno Mars and Beyonce halftime show. I think you should recheck it out.
I should
because
probably
the dancing there is phenomenal.
There's just so much beauty to see movement match to music. Like there's just nothing for me that just is like it really hits.
One of my favorites was just the recent one with Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre and Eminem. That was just a couple.
Oh yeah, that was like maybe
Mary Blige
5 years ago.
Yeah,
there's been some good Super Bowls. Yeah, so fun.
Yeah, but the game was lame.
The game was lame. I felt
on to Brewers season. Speaking
and
of
Olympics.
And Olympics, yeah, I know. I should pay attention more, but Lindsay and I are watching Breaking Bad, so...
There's only so much time?
Only so much time. Yep, I'll just get the little clips of the Olympics.
The highlights, yeah.
Brewer season is coming around the corner, though.
Opening day, couple
and
weeks.
You will hear Big Fish Contracting again partnering with the Milwaukee Brewers.
Very exciting.
WTMJ Radio.
Might have some tickets to spare.
For
some listeners. I'm going to put that out there.
Oh, I could do that.
We're actually going to discuss a topic, not just the Super Bowl and Eric and I's love for music and dancing. We are going to talk about the things contractors are afraid to tell you, but we're not. As you know, we are an open book here. So I think cost and budget, I think that's the number one reason why people sign contracts or not sign contracts is like the cost, right? The cost drives a lot of decision making when people sign
That is probably, if I had to order them, it's number one. Timeline is definitely not, it's not as priority as
right. Cost, timing, and then probably product.
Yes, products and yeah. And I mean, it's the cost and budgeting is, I think, just a very important part of the conversation, and right from the beginning. So, what I have found is that there are different ways that companies kind of do that. Some companies will probably try to keep the costs lower in conversation, and then because it becomes more attractive to the homeowner, but then on the back end they're going to add a lot of costs. That happens all the time. And I mean, I don't know the percentage, but it's very, very prevalent because I hear it all the time so Big Fish and other companies are going to be more intentional about maybe overestimating the cost.
Especially like stuff that you really need specific decisions, like windows. Windows, for instance, you can give a ballpark, but there's so many factors that play into that final cost.
Correct. And we do that often. We meet with homeowners on, especially the remodeling projects. Decks, though, are a big one where we just can look at a deck, do some brief measurements, and right there just say, just because decking is very expensive. Entry doors are very expensive.
There are some things on the market that are more surprising than people would anticipate, I think, right? Like a deck. Like because when you think of your deck, you have this whole big house and then you're putting like a deck that's, just a small scope of it. Yeah. And the number is kind of staggering for a lot of people. And so then if we come, which we do, give that bid up front and it's very, transparent, but I think people think we're trying to rip them off or something because they just are not aware of the cost of those materials.
Of some of those things. Yeah. So decks is a big one. But just the whole thing. Yeah. And remodeling is definitely in remodeling. It is, so people want to know, well, what is this cost? And we are very transparent about that. So a kitchen, there's going to be a range what your average kitchen would cost, or bathroom. But a lot of the times we find homeowners are reluctant to tell us how much they want to spend. So if there was something that a homeowner we would want to get from the homeowner that they're reluctant to give us, it would be that, because they feel like if they say it, they're just going to, there's no more dealing and no more negotiating. And we come from the mindset of like, well, if you have $100,000 to spend or two, it doesn't matter. We want to give you the most
for your money.
But
the homeowner mindset is like, oh, well, they're gonna, do the reverse, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of sales tactics out there that are like, oh, you have till the end of the day, or this contract expires in 3 days, and then the price is going to go up, and all of that. And it's like, we don't do any of that.
No.
It is just...
No, there's companies out there that'll give bids for a window job, and let's say the bid is $75,000. If you sign, but if you sign today, they're going to knock $12,000 off that price.
And it's like, but if you can do that today, why can't you do that in 3 weeks? And
they could. And they probably would.
Right. So that's what I think that's why people getting bids, it is hard because you don't know how, if they're being fully honest, if they're with quote unquote their best price because of this type of practice, because they're, all of a sudden somebody signs for $80,000, but then they know they could have got for 60. Like that's where people are going to put the red flags up, And so here at Big Fish, it is what it is.
We want to educate. Look, I'll be honest with the homeowners right away. If you're going to spend, $50,000 or whatever, we have our margins, we're going to set aside that, whatever our profit margin is, and that's, we're going to make money, just so you know. And, well, it's just, right, so what do we have to work with? We know that, so it's important to be able to kind of have that number. Now, it's easy to get bids when you're roofing or siding, and it's very much apples to apples, and you can get multiple bids, but when you're talking about big projects like additions and I mean, it takes so long to actually produce an actual estimate because there's so many things involved that having that honest, transparent conversation at the very beginning is just going to save everybody a lot of time.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you watch those like HGTV shows and then they say they're going to do a remodel on a budget, and then all of a sudden they open up the walls like, oh, well, now we got to replace all of these.
Yeah, that's every show on HGTV.
Right, yeah. So it's like, I think here we try to bring up all those points well before anything is signed.
Yeah, and I've said this before on the podcast, we believe in it. We believe that it is our responsibility to see and know the things that you as a homeowner don't. Correct. And there are going to be things that we each know that we won't know, but we will tell you that on the front end, but there's a lot of things that we should know. So when we go to look at a siding job and a homeowner wants new soffit and fascia, we know what we have to do in order to get that done. And so we're going to just put that cost in on the front end.
Correct.
We do lose a number of jobs, though, because we're too expensive on the front end. But then I just had a story this week where a homeowner ended up going in a different direction because we were too expensive. And he called and he said he regretted not hiring us because at the end we were right there where the other contractor was. They just didn't tell them about these expenses on the front end where we did. And I still was sad that I had lost the job, but I was appreciative of the conversation that he told us. So that does happen a lot, and homeowners that's where it goes back to trust.
Yeah, it's just trust the people you hire.
Yeah, and do that work that you do trust them, so that these decisions become easier.
Right, or if somebody maybe they really want LP siding, but maybe the budget doesn't allow. It's like, okay, well, let's do something that can still make your house look just as beautiful, or throw in
or just a little LP,
or just a little LP,
or a little cool shake up there. Lots of different
there's
ideas.
So many ways to work within someone's budget, and that's why I think going back to when someone meets with a contractor for the first time, I think really being realistic about what you can afford is important, so then you don't set yourself up for a poor expectation either, because if you were dreaming of something and then the number comes back, it's like, well, let's just be realistic about what can get done.
Yeah, and so the timeline is also another hot kind of an area of constant communication and concern. It's very important for homeowners to know when this project will start, and then how long it would take. And that is a challenge.
It is a challenge for sure. Even just because of where we live. I mean, the weather in Wisconsin can be very unpredictable at times. And so that is the driving thing for our schedule is it's outdoor work. It is weather dependent. And so, we even have had it, for the past few winters, we had jobs with shingles in their driveways and winter came and we could not do them. So having those very difficult but honest conversations like, your shingles got delivered, but we're going to pick them right back up because now we got to wait till spring and you're going to get a better install. The crew will be, happier because they're not, you feel the fingers. Cold and so, but also we can be flexible and do jobs in the winter if they need be. We're doing a job way up the heck up north.
What we're doing right now, they shoveled 45 inches of snow off that.
Yeah, so I think, on our end, because I do a lot of the scheduling. So personally, I try to be a little bit vague the further out a job is, because right now, I've got roof scheduled March. Well, that's only 3 weeks away. That could, I don't know if those,
6 weeks.
It could be 8 more 2 weeks. It could be, we could be ready to rock, so.
Snow's melting now.
Yeah, Max is going to be out tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I think that's also the biggest thing that we try to do here is be really realistic about timing. I think the challenging part is if your job gets scheduled and then it continues to be pushed back. So I love to tell homeowners, yes, you're on our schedule. We've got the, this order going. But if I tell you March 1st and I've told you that when it's December 15th, I can't guarantee that, So I think from our end,
nor would we.
No,
that's what we're trying to. Yeah. So we have a sales team also, and in every company that has a sales team, the sales guys are wonderful. They're awesome human beings, but they also want to sell, and close deals, and so they're a lot of sales guys will be yes men. They will say things in order to get the contract signed and then deal with the repercussions of that later. And being quite honest, we have struggled with that at times with our sales team, but we have our finger on the pulse. Yeah. We're constantly encouraging and having a schedule that everybody can see,
right?
So that they're able to tell homeowners realistic timelines, because it's a fair question. The other thing that happens a lot is we find things in jobs.
I was just going to say that add they're unpredictable.
Time, and it can add when we're scheduled 2 to 3 months out, for example, with our siding schedule, and we get on 2 jobs in a row that we take an extra, 4 days apiece, right?
Yeah, you've also lost 2-3 weeks.
That's exactly right. And so, again, we're trying to educate homeowners and understand that is the reality. And when we're on their job, if we find a surprise, we're going to stay there. We're going to get it done.
Exactly. And I think
everybody
that's the
behind you will be moved. Yeah.
It's like, okay, just because we said Monday, well, now it might be Wednesday or Thursday because we have to finish. You got to finish something you started, right? So I think that's probably the second thing that would cause a delay is really just because a job's taking longer than anticipated. But we do communicate that over here on our end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one thing for homeowners too, is there's a saying, you might have heard it before, I'll say it again. The best case scenario is to have hire a contractor that will give you good cost, high quality, and time. Like whatever that time is, time at the job, the time when they can do it. But typically, you can't have all three. It's you're gonna, if you have a company that has, and to me, the quality is the most important, and then the cost. Yeah, that is the order, not cost then quality. It's quality then cost, then time frame. That's when anything worthwhile in this life is worth waiting for.
It is, and I even think about just that like when you just like a little baby, yeah. But when and then you get your project done, you don't even realize like what exact time. Like, I mean, you remember going through it and being through it, but whether it happened like the month you wanted it or a month later, in the whole scheme of life, it really isn't that big deal to be delayed a little bit. I mean, that's easier said than done, obviously, but I do think that it is worth the wait if it should be delayed for whatever
especially if the quality and the experience is there, which is what, these are things that we can control.
Totally.
And we do. Yeah. We try to control the things that we can, which is the quality of work. Certainly the cost is in there for us, but that experience is, really important. And the experience looks like honesty, conversations that we're having, so that we all have the same good, healthy expectations. So that's what we're doing over here anyways.
That's what we're trying, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. You have a wonderful sales team at Big Fish Contracting, though.
We do. And they're very
some
honest.
Really good people, who their hearts are in the right place. They really do want to educate and speak truths to our customers. And so if you have any questions or you want us to take a look at anything at your house, reach out.
Absolutely.
BigFishContracting.com.
262-470-1114.
Thanks for listening. Have a great day.
We appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Bye.